Listen.
If you do not understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. Now, sometimes people say, well, you mean everything that I understand will confuse me if I don't understand racism? Yes, because racism is the dominant political and religious motivating force among the people of the planet in all 9 areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That covers just about everything that any person, minute by minute, might be doing or engaged in any time of day or night, anywhere on the planet. Inferior power, yes. If you have inferior power, it means your power is inferior to someone who has superior power. So how do you go from inferior power to power that is not inferior? Power that is equal to superior power, or whatever power is over you if that power is incorrect. So the white supremacists have power over their victims. So what do the victims do? You figure out, how do you get power when you don't have it? You get power, first of all, through what? According to compensatory counter-racist logic. Knowledge and understanding of the people who have power over you, who are doing you harm. You have to know and understand them. Where victims of racism, in my opinion, have made their huge error and are making it each and every day as we speak now, is that they spend their time studying other people who have inferior power, meaning each other.
Yes.
Like prisoners in a prison yard, and I often give this depiction so the people get a picture in their mind. It's like the prisoners just milling around watching each other all the time in a prison camp, in a death camp, watching each other all, studying each other, trying to study every detail of your fellow prisoner.
Every move.
Okay? And never paying any attention to the people who are running the entire prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not logical, particularly if you're an inmate of a prison and you shouldn't be an inmate of that prison, which is what the non-white people of the planet are. We are prison inmates, but we spend our time studying people who we have inferior power, inferior compared to what? To the people who have superior power over us, who are the white supremacists. But we spend our time studying other people who have inferior power and comparing our inferior power with their inferior power.
Okay.
And that is a prescription for failure to do what? To solve the problem of race. I always say it's the best way that you get an understanding so you don't have a misunderstanding is to read the whole chapter, the whole area of activity called the 9th area of activity of the textbook of Victims of White Supremacy. I usually don't go into any kind of details on the air about that because that is very precise work, because you're talking about committing counter-violence against the races directly, against their racist violence. I mean, in their system of white supremacy, if the individual chooses to do so, because it's all addressed to the individual, how you go about doing this, and what you do, what you don't do, and the cost of doing it.
Okay.
All of that is incorporated in the 9th area of activity, war, counter-war.
Okay.
So I usually don't go into detail. I just tell people to read the whole chapter and come to your own conclusion. And what does this mean? It means you study what they're doing, and then you study the best thing that you can do as a reaction to it. Not just anything, and particularly, you definitely don't do anything based on emotion. That's the thing that gets in the way. Victims of racism usually, without thinking, we don't want to do any thinking. We want to go by how we feel.
Yeah.
Well, feelings do serve a purpose, but feelings are supposed to be attached to logic. So you look at specifically what the person is doing at the moment that they're doing it.
Okay.
And you say, now, what is the best possible reaction that not only I should have to the way this person is speaking and acting, but for anyone, ballpark figure in a slang term, for the next 1,000 years? How should I react that nobody will be able to top the way that I reacted to what that person is doing? For the next 1,000 years, nobody can come up with anything better than what I am getting ready to do right now, or getting ready to say. So you take selections from the code itself. And if it's not in the code book, you come up with the code. You expand. Code just means you do the best possible thing that can be done, not just something that can be done. Lots of things can be done. You want to do the best possible thing.
Okay.
Best possible, underline. The best possible thing to produce what? The most constructive result.
Mm-hmm.
Always think of the term constructive.
Okay.
Use that word constructive. If this thing that you're fixing to say as a response to what this other person is saying, is it going to produce the most constructive result that will ever be produced by anybody anywhere on the planet?
Okay.
That should be your criteria.
All right.
Nothing short of that. Now, some people have said they've seen some cartoons of my work on the Internet that have been presented, and that it pretty well embellishes what I have been trying to say in my textbooks. And to the extent that it does that, well, that has been, from what I understand, some people reported to me, a plus. Because they didn't understand what I had written very well, but when they saw those cartoons that just repeated what I was saying and attaching my name to it, and came right out of the book, the material did, they say that they better understood it. And I can understand that because people are kind of visual, particularly in the year 2021 now, more visual than ever.